Guys, welcome to Pitch Up in the Sky. Today is the final day that we've been working towards for several weeks. We had 5 amazing live stream interviews on TikTok with Mitch Lowe, the founding executive at Netflix. We had Bill Tai, the first investor in Zoom and legendary VC. We had Lars Rasmussen, the inventor of Google Maps, Nur Swade, one of the top 50 women in tech, and Roberto Crocchi, the MD from Microsoft for Startups. And the semi-final, we basically selected the 3 that will be with us today and jump. We can't wait actually for this to happen. We are super pumped and excited. I'm a little nervous, to be honest with you, but I'm actually looking forward. And as I said to everyone else, I welcome you on the other side of fear.
Ever since you first opened your eyes, the world greeted you with experiences. Your first step, your first friends, even your first sunset. You were taught to run and face challenges. You were taught to jump and take leaps. You were taught to fly and rise in ambition. You were told to dream. But did anyone ever tell you to face your fears? Will you take the leap of faith? Overcome your fears. Challenge your expectations. Celebrate your victories. Be the positive force of change and greatness. Be the hero your community needs. Pitch your dream from up in the sky.
If you're ready to overcome your fears and achieve your dreams.
If you think you have what it takes to perform on the world's highest platform,
then present your project in a short TikTok video.
And convince us with your pitch.
Then join us in Dubai as we hear you
Pitch Up in the Sky. I also want to give out a big shout out to all of our sponsors, starting with TikTok. Thank you guys for making this happen. We are the world's first that actually are being shown and live streamed on a social media platform, TikTok being one of the largest ones, so we're incredibly happy to have you with us. We have actually Global Ventures, Nur Swade. Thank you so much again for helping us to make that happen. We have Microsoft for Startups, we have CRS Law, and we also have Dubai Tourism that actually made all of this happen, and we are incredibly grateful to have you guys with us. Thank you so much. I also want to give a big shout out to our media partners. Besides TikTok, which I already mentioned, we also have Step, Entrepreneur Middle East, and ArabNet. Guys, thank you so much for helping us to be able to select actually the best companies from across the Middle East and Africa. I'm incredibly grateful for Dubai Tourism to have joined us on this journey of creating the world's first Pitch Up in the Sky. Dubai is the place that already actually is the #1 startup hub in the region. It attracts more than 40% of all companies being founded, and they actually also are really focused on innovation. Let it be anything from AI to cryptocurrency, blockchain. So it's a really great place to do business. We are so proud to have worked with Dubai Tourism on this project and also bringing all these companies actually to Dubai, doing the jump at Skydive Dubai. So we are incredibly grateful to have you with us on that journey. Thank you so much, Dubai Tourism.
Hey, my name's Alejandro. I'm the Chief Scientific Officer of Umore, and Umore is an AI-powered app which helps you combat stress by measuring it, finding exercises to help combat it, and then also helps you share that information with your friends and family so we can all stay connected and aware of how each of us are doing.
Hi, my name is Layali Haddad. I'm the founder of My Lily Box. My Lily Box is a femtech platform that aims to improve women's hygiene and healthcare.
I'm Adam Ridgway and I run a company called One Moto. We're the region's first electric vehicle manufacturer focused on changing the way that mobility moves, especially in the commercial and delivery sector.
So we decided to submit an application to Pitch Up in the Sky because it looks like an incredible opportunity. Both all of the people that we can meet along the way and also having the chance to actually pitch in a moving airplane seems quite scary to try and win the competition.
So basically I saw a hashtag on TikTok, overcome your fear, and I checked it out, and I really wanted to get out of my comfort zone, and I got interested. So I joined the Pitch Up in the Sky.
Why did I decide to do this? I don't know right now, because we're a few minutes away from jumping. But really, if you think about any business in the startup phase that we are now, it's about promotion, and it's about getting your name out there and stepping into the unknown. So when I saw this competition, I thought, this is mad. I need one moto to be present. So that's why I entered the competition.
Pitch Up in the Sky seems like a really amazing opportunity to have to pitch when you're in a plane. It's a very stressful opportunity though. And with UMore, we're looking to combat stress, and now we're putting stress to the test. We're going to see if the UMore help that we can get on the app is going to help me overcome the fear of having to pitch up in the sky.
It's a privilege, to be honest, and I'm really excited about it. The judges, I care about what they think, how they're mentoring us. It's a great experience.
Out of the thousands of applicants that there would have been to be a part of this, just to be one of the final 3 to be selected is an honour. It really is very, very humbling. So the judges and the investors, they can see something. I just hope that they choose us.
I'm a bit nervous. I've got like that tingly feeling in your feet, but I've been doing like breathing exercises, meditation type of stuff we did yesterday, so I think I'm fairly well prepped for it, hopefully. We'll see what it's like when we're up there.
I'm excited and thrilled, and I can't wait to go up in the sky and actually do the skydiving.
I woke up very early this morning without much sleep because the adrenaline and the anticipation, the excitement, and we've been at Skydive Dubai for a little while waiting, so the nerves and excitement and all of these emotions are bubbling up. Knowing that we're literally half an hour away from gearing up and getting on that plane is incredible, but I think I'm more worried about delivering the perfect pitch.
To my co-founders, my friends and family, I would like to say I love you all and thank you for all the support you've given me.
I love you a lot. I know these jumps are relatively safe, but it does seem quite daunting, but know that there's much love.
It takes an incredible team to achieve the unimaginable, and I'm speaking on behalf of everyone that's played a part in One Moto to get it where it is today. There's a huge journey ahead of us, and an even bigger journey to switch the mindset of commercial vehicles to electric. But Dubai's the place that can do that. So everyone we're working with, from Dubai Chamber, the RTA, absolutely every single industry sector, I'm so incredibly grateful, and that's allowed me to be here today, so thank you.
I hope that the winning startups can really make an impact in the world. They are all awesome entrepreneurs, awesome founders. They are guided by, great purpose to make a difference. And I really hope that through this event, they can be successful and impact the life of millions of people in the world.
Well, gosh, like all of these, it's all about execution. So my hope is that they follow through with their dream and their vision, and make it come to pass.
So we hope for all the startups and the winning ones specifically to go out and conquer the world, achieve their dreams and their missions, and really create companies that are global success stories.
Pitch Up in the Sky is a great event because it's all about convincing, and it's all about overcoming fear. And life is what happens on the other side of fear. So this event is a great message to all entrepreneurs out there that even in hard, challenging time, you need to be ready to change and make that step, overcoming your fear and find a way.
I think it's all about overcoming fear, and I think Marcel says it over and over again, is that, being an entrepreneur and starting your own company is all about facing your fears, and the idea that he connected it with jumping out of a plane where fear is like presented right in front of you is like a key kind of grounding to what business is all about.
I think startup seeking investors always seek them anywhere and everywhere, and Pitch Up in the Sky is just one more threshold and boundary that gets crossed. It's incredibly exciting, and it shows that you can literally find money anywhere in this world for the right startup.
I believe that overcoming your fear in the skydive is just a message, is just a sign that you can overcome fear in your life, in your personal life, in your business life. It's just an attitude, it's a mindset. is a sort of a growth mindset. You are willing to learn, you're willing to be curious, you're willing to experiment, you're willing to jump. So Pitch Up in the Sky is an event that we aim to take to the next level, and it's a great message for the startup ecosystem.
I think if you can overcome your fear of jumping out of an airplane, I think you can do anything. And anything that gives you that confidence or that motivation to keep working at solving business problems is a really good thing.
I think overcoming fears in skydiving and anywhere else is a journey of life and helps you overcome fears in all parts of your life, your business world, family, and your personal challenges.
Future generation of entrepreneurs, I really wish that they will come with purpose, with clarity of purpose, and they will be thinking of building businesses that are going to be sustainable, not just thinking about growth at any cost, but thinking about the profitability of the business and the sustainability of it and the societal impact. So I wish a new generation of founders that are more human-centered and are really willing to make a change and drive impact for all our society.
My message is the same as I learned long ago. It's all about perseverance. It's all about problem solving. It's all about not giving up. It's as simple as that.
All entrepreneurs should be driven by something that's very meaningful to them and follow their purpose and their passion in life, and that is the key to success.
I would definitely, do that again. I'm excited about the event. Actually, I'm not going to jump this time. My wife wanted to, but without a parachute. So next time, I make sure, I will be with Marcel jumping from that plane.
I absolutely, anything that Marcel does is fun and exciting, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it for this one.
Being a judge in Pitch Up in the Sky has been incredibly fulfilling, seeing startups we probably would have never come across before, and we'd be delighted to be involved again.
Alex, it's your turn. Go ahead. Ready? Okay. Hi, my name is Alejandro, and I'm the CSO of UMO. I'm also a clinical research associate at the University of Glasgow, here to do an experiment to put my stress to the test. And I'm here in Dubai, and we can see from all the way up here that it's a beautiful city that brings the rich cultural past and blends it with a forward-thinking vision for the future. And quite often, with entrepreneurship, we have to do the same. We have to look to the past to think of solutions for the future. And we see that with COVID. We were not ready for the future of this pandemic. We didn't have the infrastructure. We didn't have the PPE equipment. And also, most importantly, we didn't have the healthcare capacity to cope with all the infections. And even though it's really inspiring to see so many people come together to battle it, we are always thinking, what could have happened if we could have stopped the pandemic in its tracks? So I want to propose another question. How will the next pandemic look? We've seen during COVID, uncertainty, isolation, and also poor economic security has led to well-being issues and challenges with so many people within the region. And in July, we saw record numbers of people looking for psychologists. The thing is, we can learn from the past to try and improve our future situation. During the SARS epidemic of 2005, there was a lot of research to suggest that the need for support was needed and also being looked after. And in the MENA region especially, we see one psychologist to every 100,000 people in the population. So what's the solution? With UMO, we want to learn from the past and build a future where we can democratize help for well-being and stress. How does it work? Number one, on a UMO app, you measure your stress and you track it over time. Number two, you then get evidence-based recommendations from the cutting edge of science to help improve the stress level. And number three, very importantly, you can share that with your friends and your family. So even in times of isolation, we can all stay connected and all understand how we're doing, opening up the conversation. So all together, we want to learn from the past and build a much better future for the wellness of everyone. Perfect, thank you so much. Cool. Okay, the first question I have for you, can you hear me well? Yeah. I want to know, you have an indicator, a stress indicator. Yeah. Is this stress indicator in any possible way patentable? Is there any IP behind the algorithm that actually calculates this indicator? So it's open source. It's used by the best science that we have to measure stress. It's called the Perceived Stress Scale. And it's available for researchers and for organizations to use alike to measure stress. It's been psychometrically tested by psychologists, so we know that it works, and open source so we can all use it. So right now there's within your company no IP, nothing patentable, in order to protect the core keys of the app, what it's indicating and calculating this indicator, correct? We have the potential to patent the safe circle because that's new. No one does that except us. But the core science is democratic. It's shared, but no one can IP it. Do you think that there is anything that you could protect down the road by having this service in place? We could, yeah. We could protect the safe circle, as I mentioned, sharing this information to make sure that it is safe. But the core concept of this democratic wellness for everyone can be used by anyone. Ours is a different take on that. But as a whole, we are part of the movement that helps take mental wellness for everyone.
My name is Layali Haddad. I'm the founder of my Lilybox. Lilybox is a platform, tech platform that wants to focus in women. I was born and raised in Dubai, where I had a very limited resources in my first period. I had to ask my mom, my friends about it, and it was really embarrassing. Especially me and other girls can relate. We don't get educated or prepared at home because it's a big taboo. We cannot even discuss the period or go the essential because it's a taboo and people just stigmatize it. So what I did is I created Lilybox because I'm thinking about it as a safe zone, and I'm here to everyone to love themselves and have this safe zone to talk about it, share experience, find the right product, and create a big community. I want to use the data to collect them, analyze them, and help every girl in the MENA region to understand her body and what is the right product for her, and introduce to her also fem hygiene. It's very important to understand that to have fem hygiene and to care about your health care.
Okay. So here's my question for you. You currently have a box, a subscription box,
Yes,
and there are certain items in that box.
Yes.
How did you select these items? Was there any research behind why you put these items in the box rather than other items?
Honestly, I did some research about the product itself, the line, and the consumption because my experience is in e-commerce. I have the privilege to work with a big e-commerce platform. And I know these are the targeted products that they're looking for. And now after the market test, I actually put only the products related to the people I have and putting through the studies again.
So it was more like your own research, but there wasn't much data behind it.
Yes.
Are you already selling these boxes?
Yes.
And are the women who are receiving these boxes, do they like it?
And do they find it helpful? Meaning, this is what they want and what they need.
Yes, I have actually reviewers. Every 60 days, I call them from a customer service. Do you need the box again? Can we customize it? Do you recommend any product that you want us to have on board? And they're really interested about it.
Okay, got it. So when it comes to subscriptions, this is an annual subscription, this is a monthly or quarterly subscription?
It's every 60 days.
Pardon?
Every 60 days, 2 months.
So for how long have you been doing this? For how long have you been selling these boxes?
It's from April.
Okay.
It started early this year, really box, and we started selling in
So
April.
how many of those that signed up first, your first customers, are still with you today? How many of them? What's the percentage?
50%.
50%?
Yeah.
So you lost 50 and you kept 50 over time?
Because I calculate every 2 months there is a churn rate. Some people don't need it within 60 days, and I have to go back to the data. Some people need it after 80 days.
One last question. You said that also the purpose of all this is to build a community.
Yes.
How do you build a community besides selling to women? How do you build that community?
By educating them, creating forums and community, getting the trusted resources needed about
But give me more specifics. How do you actually reach the women to educate them?
Okay, sorry.
How do you reach these women to educate them?
I actually did so many studies and marketing campaigns to understand them and let them understand what is my product.
No, are you reaching them via email? Are you reaching them on the streets?
Platforms, social media platforms, and phones.
And that's enough for you to grow the business?
For now, yani, it's not enough, of course. I need to go bigger.
But what will be the plan moving forward? How do you want to continue on?
I will have an app. I will look into influencers, PRs, and we'll be having on Google search that way.
I want to start with a quote, and the quote means something to me, and hopefully it will you. We're the first generation to be affected by climate change, and the last to be able to do something about it. But when you think about change when we're growing up, change is something that happens to us. Look at the pandemic. Or is change something that you can bring? And we believe that with one motto, we can bring change by mobilizing all. We solve 3 problems: environment, investment, and time, and increasing safety. With the environment, just the 15,000 vehicles, the delivery motorcycles on the roads right now in Dubai, they produce 16,500 tons of CO2 every year. That's the same as 273,000 trees grown for 10 years to absorb that amount of CO2. There's 37 million motorcycles in India, 20 million in Pakistan. It's a huge environmental change, and we can measure the impact through the interconnected electric vehicles, data-driven vehicles we build. When we look at the OPEX for the investment, we save operators up to 50% OPEX. In the infrastructure needed by investment for public or private sector is 0. All of our vehicles charge with 3-pin sockets, and they all have swappable batteries. When you look at time, the riders don't have any fuel costs, comes out of their pocket. We ensure they earn more. There's no downtime, which decreases the amount of pressure, increases safety. And that's why we're working with the government. Many people have asked, why one moto? And I thought to myself, after a decade of running a business here in Dubai, do I want to be doing the same thing for the next decade? Or is there something that I can do to make a difference? And last year when I became a father, I decided that I wanted to make a difference. So the reason why I'm here is the big gap that we have in our team is marketing. And we believe that with the right mentorship, with the right marketing from TikTok and Microsoft, we can come together and collaborate to hopefully make that big change in this little world of ours.
Okay, so I have a question for you. When I looked at your deck, it became clear that it's very long. You had like 15 plus slides. And my first impression looking at it was, you're trying everything, anything and everything, which to me, for an early stage startup, is extremely challenging. I'll give you an idea. You have an e-commerce platform where you can buy some vehicles. You have basically an additional center for the fleet management system. You also offer it with additional accessories. How does all of this fit together? To me, it's very complex and difficult, considering you're early. You're basically relying on your own cash without external investment. How do you justify diversifying so early on with a complex business like yours?
90% of our business is B2B, and that's 100% of my focus. We offset all of the private vehicle sales, the marketing, the investment into a dealership. They look after that, we don't. Our pure focus is supplying fleet delivery vehicles to the market. We're building the market based on that. So in terms of diversification, we're very focused. We just have a lot of vision that we, through a modular way of building our business, we channel the responsibility and accountability with other parties.
So you're saying that the other services you're providing are services that are done by others and not your core business?
They're all managed as a brand, they're managed by us. But the dealership, we don't need the overheads of a dealership. So we work with Usage Moto, a dealership in the UAE, to manage that. The workshop, the after sales, keeps our OPEX, our burn rate low, our CAPEX very light. So we manage them. So they're part of a bigger team. But our responsibility is purely B2B sales of commercial vehicles.
So that's it. Even though you have an e-commerce platform, the main focus is on B2B. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to ask you, how do you want to grow the company? Meaning, how do you want to create awareness that your company exists? Especially B2B is very slow. I mean, you have like 6 to 12 month sales cycles. How do you want to overcome that?
Well, the sales cycles at the moment are around 30 days with a 60-day lead time of delivery. So when we're selling vehicles, we are selling them online, we're selling them offline. So our process is ensuring that we can deliver just those private vehicles. All of e-commerce, all of that is managed by other people.
Okay, guys, this whole journey was incredible. From the beginning to end, I'm so glad that you actually took the leap of faith with us, but I can only pick one today, and it's going to be you more. But you have our full support for everything else, okay? Guys, the thrill is about to come. Let's get ready. Pitch up in the sky! Woo! Guys, this was it. I'm in the sky. We did it. Pitch up in the sky, the world's first. We pitched. Everything went well. I was thrilled. That was a thrill of a lifetime. I will definitely do it again. Thank you so much for everyone. Dubai Tourism, Global Ventures, CRS Law, and of course TikTok as well. Microsoft for Startups. Guys, thank you so much. Stay tuned for part 2. Woo! Guys, this is so incredible. The world's first pitch up in the sky has happened. We have done it. Everyone is safe and sound, landed on the ground, and I'm eternally grateful. This was a couple of weeks of really hard work, and I actually want to take that moment to thank all of our sponsors right here: TikTok, Global Ventures, Microsoft for Startups, CRS Law, and all the others you can see here. Without them, all this wouldn't have been possible. I also want to thank actually the guys that are in the, in the background, the agency Nudge Theory that made all of that happen with us. You guys are rock, you're amazing. I couldn't be more thrilled, literally. When the door opened at like 15,000 feet or so, I basically, in my mind, everything was blank. I didn't think anymore, nothing. I just knew I have to jump. And I'm so glad I did. It was the thrill of a lifetime. I never experienced anything even close to that thrill. It's just incredible. I mean, it was like 200 kilometers per hour, just flying, enjoying this incredible view of Dubai, the palm downtown Dubai. I literally, my first feeling, not even having landed on the ground, just being up in the air, I have to do it again. So as I said yesterday and before, I want to welcome all of you on the other side of fear. I made it. Woo!
What was really great is looking at the faces of all the contestants and, you know, all preparing themselves. And I don't know what scared them more is the jumping out of the plane or having to give their final pitch. You know, it was really exciting to watch, you know, that kind of confluence of emotions.
I've been on the plane with the finalist and Marcel. It has been an unbelievable, amazing, exciting experience. I really wish for the finalist and the winner and all of them that they will keep this as, you know, the learning in their life. They really were awesome on the plane. When they jumped, they had courage. They overcome their fear. They need to take this in, as, you know, as the habit, as a mindset, and they need to go out there, believing what they're doing, have an impact, and I'm sure more people will follow. We're going to do this again, I'm sure. It has been exciting, guys, and I'm really loving it.
You know, the winner, and in fact, all three were incredibly impressive. I think any of them could have won, and the fact that Alejandro won for Humor, I think is just an acknowledgement of how much he knew about and knows about his company and his challenge.
Alejandro has been amazing. You know, the guy brought his white dress as well. He has been excited since the previous selection. He brought a lot of you know, I can do it to the whole thing. So I really wish him to, you know, take advantage of the prize and being the winner, to, you know, role model that and you know, take that to the next step. Congrats, Alejandro, you rocked it. Congrats also to Layali and Adam, you have been fantastic. Congrats to all the other people that sent their application, they participated to the competition. At the end of the day, you know, you are all winners. We've all been in this together. So let's do it again.
To be the first startup founder pitching up in the sky, it was pretty nerve-wracking. It was quite assuring to know that there was another two founders who would be pitching afterwards, both of whom gave really great pitches. But it is nerve-wracking nevertheless. But also the adrenaline gives you that extra push to make sure that you have to do a good job of it, that everything goes right.
It's really exciting, and I'm very honored to be part of Pitch Up in the Sky.
Well, the emotions that you go through when you're on the plane, the noise, the adrenaline, the internal monologue of why are you doing this? Why would anyone do this? And then you're pitching. You've got the noise, you know about your business, you've got the other people all listening to you in such a closed space, and you're thinking to yourself, why would anyone do this? We pitched. We didn't win, but that's not a problem. Jumping out of that plane just made sense. And then landed on terra firma, I actually have another question. Why doesn't everyone do this? It's an incredible experience.
The first skydive was exhilarating. When you go down, you don't actually see anything because of the adrenaline. You can't. It's hard to focus on any one thing. All of it, you're just pounded with these waves of energy. But then finally, when the parachute is deployed, you hit this moment of tranquility. It's like when you're looking for your keys and you can't find them, and then you finally touch them. You're like, oh, it's so nice. And Dubai is beautiful. It's so gorgeous. I feel really privileged to see it from up there.
I just did it. I didn't prepare for it. I just wanted to get out of my comfort zone and just do it, and I did it.
When it comes to fear, I live with it every day, being a father. And when you go through business, you're constantly in fear. Am I making the right decision? How much is this mistake potentially going to cost? So when you're up in the sky or flying to get to altitude before you jump out, you're really thinking there is no fear involved. It all makes absolute sense. And with running a business, fear is part of your everyday mindset. But it takes someone to develop that fear, channel it somehow, and I don't have the magic answer, to deliver that to make change.
To retain focus in these times, meditation helps me a lot. Yesterday we did a meditation exercise, and that really helps pinpoint your attention to what is really necessary at the time. And for me, that was a big help for this event.
My first skydive was amazing. I didn't expect it to feel that great. I was scared, but it's worth it. It's honestly worth it.
So although this wasn't my very first skydive, it brought back so much for when I first did it, just over 8 years ago. And the adrenaline, the nerves are still there, but you know the feeling, the exaltation you feel when you go through that fear and adrenaline, and you're free falling, and it's noisy, it's chaotic, and then under canopy, there's silence, and somehow it's meditative, and everything seems to make sense.
For me, with Pitch Up in the Sky, I think the most important thing that I learned is that fear is something which has to be conquered by facing it head on. We saw when we were up in the sky that we just had to do the jump, that was that. And I think it's quite similar with entrepreneurship. You have a fear of perhaps seeing your ideas rejected, a fear of financial insecurity in the short term, a fear of things not going as you once hoped, but the feeling that you got when we confronted that fear and we came out of the plane, we landed on the ground, was one of relief, but also one that was very fulfilling. And I imagine, I hope that with entrepreneurship, it's also a very fulfilling feeling. And to put yourself out there and try and make an impact on the world just how you think it needs to be impacted is a very fulfilling emotion to have.
I had a mission actually to tell everyone in the world to get out of their comfort zone, and even if you have a startup idea, and as an entrepreneur to push all the girls and female empowerment to do whatever it takes.
How did I manage to keep focus? I don't know whether I did. The viewers will be able to tell. But really, when you believe in something so much and it means so much to you, being given one opportunity, that fear of failure is crippling many times. But up there, I seem to deliver the pitch because it comes with emotion, it's passion. And I think with that, that overcomes any potential hiccups in delivering.
It was an amazing experience to be a part of. I'd like to thank Marcel for putting on the Pitch in the Sky competition, all the judges, all the people who were involved to make it happen. Also, all of the sponsors that we had. Dubai Tourism were fantastic with us, as well as TikTok, Global Ventures, everyone that you see up on the board here. It was a really exhilarating feeling to be part of this competition. And for us, for UMore moving forwards, this really helps validate the ideas that we have. It helps, I think, give us an impetus to move in the direction that we want to move in. And we're one step closer to democratizing mental health support and access to well-being tools to everyone in the world.
Pitch Up in the Sky literally made me get out of my comfort zone and challenge my fear and look into new challenges.
The greatest take-home for this Pitch Up in the Sky campaign is network, and it's the power of collaboration. We know with events it takes so many moving parts, so many ingredients to make that perfect dish. And one of the things that I've learned from this, although we didn't win, it hasn't affected me too much, because the network that we've built and the connections that we've made is probably the greatest take-home anyone could have.
To overcome the fear, we came here with UMore to put stress to the test, and a lot of the help that we have on the UMore app is centered to try and combat stress. For me personally, what I like the most are meditation exercises, and we did some meditation yesterday. On the morning, went on the UMore app and checked out some of the help that we had, and I did some breathing exercises on the plane, breathing through the stomach, breathing through the nose, and that calmed me down a little bit when I was up there.
I really want to thank actually again all of the 3 really courageous startup founders. To mention them, it was Alejandro Serrano from UMore, we have Layali Haddad from My Lily Box, and we have Adam Ridgway from One Moto. Guys, without you and your courage, this event would have never happened. We could only pick one. It was very difficult. They really delivered on the plane during the pitch, but we picked one, and this is Alejandro from UMore, who's the winner of the world's first Pitch Up in the Sky. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for part 2.